Hey guys, so I thought this would be something fun that we could do. I'm going to show you which eyeshadow palettes that I own best represent specific zodiac signs. I'm going to go through all the signs in the zodiac, and in some cases I only have one palette that represents it, but if I have multiple palettes, I'm going to show you multiple palettes that I would recommend for that sign because it's always nice to have options. Okay, let's start with Aries. The color that represents Aries is red. So I actually have three options for you Aries people out there. And the first one is by Juvia's Place, and it's called the Berries. And this has reds in it, and it also has pinks. So this is the first option. Okay, and then the next palette that I'm going to show you is by Profusion, and it's their Rubies palette. And this has more like truer reds in it. I mean, there are true reds in that Berries palette too, but when I think of red, I think more of these types of shades. But this is an option as well. And this is only $5 at Walmart, so it's more affordable. But the quality is there. And then this palette is still available on the BH Cosmetics website as I'm filming this video, but I don't know for how long because it was limited edition, so they've already done their restock on it, so when it's gone, it's gone. But this is a fantastic palette, and this is their Cherry on Top palette. So there are definitely some reds in here, as well as some pinks and a peach, few peaches, but there are reds in here as well. So those are the three palettes that I would recommend if you are an Aries to represent who you are and what color is associated with your sign. Okay, so now we're going to move on to Taurus. And Taurus is represented by green. And the palettes that I would recommend for Taurus would be the e.l.f. Bite Size palette in Hot Jalapeno. Let me open it up so you can see it even better. And I mentioned in yesterday's video that when this was first launched, it was only on the e.l.f. website, but now it's in a lot of stores. So you don't even have to make like a special order on the e.l.f. website to get it anymore. And this is a great palette. If you don't have any of these e.l.f. bite-sized palettes, the quality is fantastic, and I think they're $3. They're really inexpensive, but they're so good. And this is one of my favorites. And the other palette I would recommend for a green palette for Taurus would be the Profusion Emeralds palette. There's so many different options in here, so many different directions you can go. But this is also a really great green palette. And I could not include the BH Cosmetics Pistachio palette because that is no longer available. It's sold out, and I don't know if they'll end up doing another restock, but I don't know. My gut instinct tells me no, that they even said they weren't going to do a restock before, and then they did, so I think that one is gone forever, which is a shame because it is a beautiful palette. Okay, now we're going to move on to Gemini, and the color that represents Gemini is yellow. And I think if you're a Gemini, you would really enjoy the Sunset Horizons palette by Beauty Bay. Because up here, you've got yellows. And then if you don't want to do a monochromatic look, you can include oranges and golds and do like a sunset eye. Or you can just use those yellows. So this is a really good palette for Gemini. And there's loads of other options in there too that you can use. Okay, so the next sign is Cancer, and Cancer is represented by silver. So I only had one palette in my collection that I thought of when I thought of silver, and that is the ColourPop Smoke Show palette. Since I bought this, they have renamed it Blow and Smoke. I guess it was a copyright infringement situation. But anyway, this is what it looks like no matter what it's called. And this is going to represent Cancer. I've got a cheat sheet in front of me because there's no way I'm going to be able to remember which colors go with what signs. So if you see me looking down, I'm cheating. So yeah, this is your best option, I feel like, for silver. Okay, next is Leo. And when I think of Leo, it is associated with gold. But this is the palette that immediately popped into my brain. This is the Profusion Citrine palette. So again, $5 for these palettes at Walmart. And you know, if you don't shop at Walmart, you can always just order from the Profusion website. But this is really pretty, and I think this is your best option for golds because there are many, many golds in this palette. I see 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 golds in this palette. So this is definitely the best palette for options for gold Profusion Citrine. Okay, next is going to be Virgo, and Virgo is represented by 2 colors together, green and brown. So I have 2 palettes that have greens and browns in them. The first one that's going to give you the most options is the Profusion Wanderlust palette. This is not a $5 palette though. Off the top of my head, I don't remember how much it is, but it's not much more than that. But over here, you've got your greens and browns. So if you just look at this side here. So that's Profusion Wanderlust. And the other palette that I have that's green and brown is the one that I just used in yesterday's video. This is the chocolate, is it chocolate mint? Yeah, chocolate mint palette by e.l.f. This is part of their mint melt collection. And I believe this is limited edition though, so I don't know how long this will be available, but if you want to see, oh, I just stuck my thumb in there. Oh. If you want to see the look that I did with this palette, that was yesterday's video, but this is green and brown too. So those are your 2 options for Virgo. Okay, so next is going to be Libra. Libra also has 2 colors associated with it, pink and blue. And I was going through my palettes and I was like, do I even have a palette that has pink and blue in it together? Oh, yes, I do. And it's one of my favorite palettes. Profusion Kaleidoscope. Last time I was at Walmart, they had a special display on an end cap facing not outward, but like sideways. And they had a whole bunch of these in the display. It was just for the Kaleidoscope palette. And if you saw my video where I picked my favorite palettes of the year, then you might remember this from that video. But this definitely has pinks and blues in it. Matter of fact, the pinks are right above the blues. So you could definitely do a pink and blue look with this palette. I don't use the bottom row. Those are all pressed glitters, but that's okay. We can just, you know, pretend that they're not there. We don't have to use them. But yeah, I love this palette. The quality of Profusion is so good. But this is the palette that I own that has pinks and blues in it. And Like I said, it's one of my favorites. So this is for Libra, and in case you're curious, I am a Libra. So that makes sense that I would love that palette. Okay, next is Scorpio. Now, Scorpio has two colors associated with it, red and black. And so I started looking through my eyeshadow palettes and I was like, oh, that should be easy. No. I have a lot of red eyeshadow palettes, but not a lot of palettes that have reds and a black in them together. The Morphe Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette has got reds and a black. And this is a nice palette. I really should use this more because I like the quality of Morphe's eyeshadows, and this is such a beautiful palette, especially for this time of year. So here's your black, and then there's all reds surrounding it. So this is for the Scorpio people out there. I think you would really like this palette. At first I thought this was limited edition, but I think maybe they got rid of volume 1 and they just have this one for now. I don't know, but it's available now and it's a really good palette. Okay, not too many signs left. Sagittarius. The color for Sagittarius is purple. So I'm going to show you two options for purple. Juvia's Place, the Violets, is one option. And Profusion Violets. Let's hold them up side by side so we can see how they differ, either how they're similar or differ. So you have more choices with the Profusion palette, but the Juvia's one is good too. I think it comes down to what types of purples you like, and that would probably be the deciding factor as to which one you wanted. Or it could come down to how much you want to pay for it, because the Profusion one is $5. So those are my two choices for purple for Sagittarius. Okay, Capricorn. Your colors are brown and gray. And when you mix brown and gray, what color do you get? Taupe. ColourPop, that's taupe. This is a really beautiful palette, especially if you're somebody that likes neutrals. So that is so pretty. Yeah, where Capricorn is brown and gray, I don't feel like if you did an eyeshadow look with brown and gray, I don't think that would look that good, but that's why I say taupe, because brown and gray mixed together is taupe. So this is a great palette, and I think that anybody would really like that, with whether you're a Capricorn or not. Okay, Aquarius. Aquarius, their color is blue. I'm going to give you two options here. I love the ColourPop Blue Moon palette. This is so pretty, you guys. Look at this. Oh my gosh. I love that. And also, this is still available right now on the BH Cosmetics website. For how long? I don't know. This is the Bubblegum palette from the Sweet Shop collection. So, yeah, let's hold them up side by side and compare them. These are definitely my two choices for blue palettes. So there seems to be a bit more of a variety of colors in the BH one, like a wider diversity of colors, but you can't go wrong with either one of these. They're both beautiful palettes, very good quality, both of them. So those are for the Aquarius people. And last but certainly not least is Pisces. And the color associated with Pisces is light green. And my two choices for that are ColourPop Mint to Be and e.l.f. Mint to Be. They named their mint palette, one of the mint palettes in this new collection, it's the same name as the ColourPop one. But I don't think that the phrase "mint to be" probably could be copyrighted. I don't know. But anyway, these are my two choices, and wow, they are very similar, aren't they? The vibe is so similar. The colors are so similar. But those are my two choices for Pisces, because light green is your color. So that's it, you guys. I thought that would be fun to show you what eyeshadow palettes represent your zodiac sign. If you have been with me for a long time, you might remember many years ago I did an astrology series where I came up with all these looks for each sign and did a video for each one. So they're old videos, but if you want to see a more in-depth video about your sign, because I talk about the signs too in those videos, just go to my channel page and then in the search box type in your astrology or zodiac sign and you'll find the video that goes, you know, with your sign. The only thing is you won't be able to reproduce those looks because that was a long time ago and probably none of the products that I used in those videos are available anymore, but you know, you might get a kick out of it, just seeing what I have to say about your sign and so forth. So that is it for today, you guys. If you liked this video and you thought it was a fun idea, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys, thanks for watching.